the boats, booze, and how-tos. Today we're gonna winterize Blessings of Liberty, the air conditioning unit. So it's a pretty simple procedure. This is the outlet for the air conditioning unit. So when the air conditioning's running, it draws water from, in our case, the river, cools down the air conditioning, and then it comes out here. So the process is you basically push the antifreeze back through the air conditioning, and it'll go all the way out to where the inlet is. So that's today. We're going to use this little pump. Get the antifreeze set up. This little pump, it's just a little, I think it's like 1/10 horsepower pump. We'll show you the setup here in a minute. All right, so all we're doing is we're taking the hose outlet on the pump and hooking it onto this little, it's like rubber hose diameters. They make these at, you can pick them up at like an Ace Hardware box store. There's different sizes. So I don't know, that's probably about 1/2 inch or so that I could fit right into this porthole. I normally use these, I keep them in. That way, instead of the water just like dripping down and staying in this area, it just kind of shoots it out a little bit anyway. So I'm just going to use what I have here and fit the hose on the end. Good. All right, so most of these little pumps, you got to prime them a little bit. So I'm just taking a little antifreeze, putting it in the pump. This little pump don't take much. And then take the inlet hose and connect her up. And then we'll put the antifreeze in the bucket. And we'll put at least 2 jugs in the bucket. This is just RV boat multi-purpose antifreeze. I think I picked this up at Tractor Supply. You can get like a 6-pack for relatively cheap. You buy the bulk. This one is minus 50 degrees. I actually put it in the freezer just to make sure that it didn't freeze, and hey, it held up no problem. I'll put a couple of these in, and these 2, and then I'll have one on standby just in case. Ow. All right, so just wanted to show you a little something that in the beer fridge that I like to do is test the antifreeze. So here's 2 bottles of antifreeze. You can see the walleye in storage. Here's the antifreeze I used. It's minus 50 antifreeze. You know, this freezer is going to freeze at least 32, right? So it's actually, should be at 0. It's a little bit higher, right? So I don't know if this old Rubbermaid freezer, it should be actually down in here. It's saying it's unsafe, so I guess I'll crank it up a little bit. Even though everything is super hard in here, the ice, the big cubes for the whiskey, everything's frozen solid, but the antifreeze should not be. Here's the minus 50 that we use. A little bit of a note for boy number 2. You can see it's not even slushy at all. All right, so totally good batch. I just took the 3 bottles and kind of pulled them together. Here's the minus 50 antifreeze that use on the boat engines, and of course that should not be. I mean, things could go wrong. A batch could go wrong. They could use the wrong recipe or whatever. So it's just a way to check and be safe. Here's the antifreeze I had used. This is the pink stuff, the minus 50. They get from Tractor Supply. You can just buy a whole big case of it, or it's I think they come in a 6-pack. And West Marine's minus 100 that you use on the boat engines. All right, so one thing to mention is the seacock is open, of course, because we leave it in the open position when we take the boat out of the water. So normally the air conditioning unit, the water is sucked through here, right here. So it's sucked in to the boat, pumped into the boat, pushed through the air conditioning unit, and then out the other side. All we're doing on this video is we're going to push it back the other way. So it should come out here. Got my helper, daughter number one, and actually only daughter number one. That's why she's number one, to help me. All right, so we primed the pump, got the antifreeze in, got 2 jugs, got another one waiting just in case I need a 3rd jug. Basically, the pump's gonna push it through the outlet and all the way to the inlet. So let's get her rolling.
Just water. Dirty water. It's pink.
Hey, was it pink?
It was pink.
Was it pink?
Pink, pink.
Like dark green, like dark green, like dark pink.
It was dark green pink.
Dark
I'm just
green
kidding.
pink?
I'm just kidding.
Oh
It's
God.
pink, pink.
All right, so it was actually that one. So that one over there is for the engines. So if it was pink,
Pink, pink.
then we know that all the water that was in there got flushed out, and it's nothing but antifreeze now.
Yep.
You're sure it was dark pink, right?
I'm sure we can look back at the tape.
Okay. Okay, so we're inside Blessings of Liberty. Just wanted to show you where the air conditioning is. This is right here. There's the air conditioning unit. So basically, this hose right here, we pushed the water through the air conditioning unit, everything over, you know, the coils and all that, and then out the inlet. So all that water now, or all that antifreeze, I should say, is all sitting here in the air conditioning ready to go. So we're good. Everything else looks good. There's like no standing water. She's ready to sit for the winter until the spring. Well, hello there. Welcome to Drink of the Day. Today we have pretty big, bold red wine. This is from Mr. Jeff's Wine Club. It's called The Path. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's from Sonoma. Actually, it says Path Winery in Napa, California. But for some reason, the label's saying Sonoma is full of bike paths and hiking trails. Blah, 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 blah. Craig Kitchens has been making wine for 14 years and knows California's Appalachians? Appalachians? Like the Appalachian Trail? Oh man, it's a hillbilly wine. As well as anybody, but even he finds the occasional hidden gem. Yeah, so we'll try. Very dark, very dark. A lot of dark fruits. Little oaky, like a vanilla, I would say. Pretty balanced. Maybe a little bit more on the acidic side. But nice kind of, I'd call it like a spicy ending. So very nice. It's a value wine. I think it's only around $15 or so. Got it, a case of value wine, and this was part of it. So The Path, Cabernet Sauvignon out of California. I don't know if it's Napa or Sonoma. I'd give it a 6.9. Pretty good for a value wine. Cheers, everyone.